Hey Rebels, welcome back to another episode of the Rebel Creatives Podcast. I'm your host, Delana Wallace, and I help creative entrepreneurs increase their revenue using the Rebel Growth System. And in today's episode, I want to talk about the world of social media and not just how to use it, but how to master it for your creative ventures. All right. So I want this episode to be your guide on how to achieve social media success. All right. So let's see why that matters. All right. Now, mastering social media is no longer a choice, it's a necessity for us creative entrepreneurs. And I want you to imagine the rewards, right? Increase the visibility, you get to have more engagement with your dream audience. And of course, the ultimate goal, a boost in your business's success, right? So, as we all know, that would be you getting more sales and doing a bigger impact on your ideal customers, all right? So, the only downside is that not everyone finds their footing in the dynamic social media landscape, right? And the primary reason for this is, well, there's no simple answer, right? But I think it's all about inconsistency, right? That's the biggest thing that's keeping people from really reaching their full potential. But that's not all. Many entrepreneurs struggle with, inadequate audience targeting, the constant evolution of algorithms, and the challenge of measuring their return on investment. And let's not forget the struggle to stay authentic in the crowded online space, and now with the influx of AI, it's hard for people to really put out content that is very authentic and really pulls people in. All right. So I want you to know that despite all these challenges, success in social media is within your reach. And this episode will be your beacon to really help you to get to that outcome. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty. All right. The first step is you want to define your audience and their goals. Who are you trying to reach and what do you want to achieve? I want you to picture a fitness brand targeting health conscious individuals. By aligning content with audience needs, success is inevitable. All right. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to just make sure that you have a plan, right? You're not just putting out content randomly, just doing whatever comes to mind. Take some time, right, to sit down and make a solid plan. And the only thing you really need to know is who is it that you want to speak to and what are the goals, right? Is it, for example, to educate? Is it, for example, to challenge? And who is it and what do they find important? How do you speak to those persons, right? So it's a lot of upfront work to do that research and get to understand and know your ideal audience. But once you put in the work, that once you right, you get to understand their language and how to better speak with them. And as I said before, success at that point is inevitable. All right. Now, consistency, right? This is the next thing. Having a consistent branding across your platforms, that is the next step. We've all seen brands that lose their identity by being different on every platform. So don't make that mistake. Consistency is key. So you want to make sure that yes, you did your research. You know who you want to talk to. You know your goals. You started on Facebook. Now you have Instagram. Now you have YouTube. Now you have all TikTok and all these other channels that you can be on. Try to make sure that you're consistent with the messaging, your audience, and your brand, right? Because that is what will help you to be recognizable and have people be able to know that, yes, this is X brand. This is the people. And yes, it's the same persons. They're authentic. this is how they speak and all of those things. So you want to make sure that you're consistent. All right. Now, sporadic posting can be the downfall of many entrepreneurs. And I want you to imagine a fashion brand that's vibrant on Instagram, right? But suddenly adopts a professional tone on LinkedIn, right? And that's a no go. You want to be consistent across your branding and your language and tone, so on and so forth, because again, it fosters a unified and recognizable identity, right? So you want to make sure that you are consistent, not just with how you look, but also how you speak, that tone that you're using, your brand voice, right? Now, finally, authentic engagement is like, a secret sauce to the whole thing. And responding to comments, messages, and, mentions builds trust and loyalty, right? For example, a skincare brand actively engaging with customers not only resolves concerns, but creates a sense of community. And we all know that, especially since 2024, 2023, 2024, we see a lot of, need for community or people creating communities around their brands, right? Because it connects the audience with the business more, and now people can get answers and to their questions more readily, and not only the company but people who use the services or the products of the company can, in a community setting, can help others who are curious and want to learn more. And it really helps the business and the brand when they can have a community that is really helping every member or people that are a part of that community, right? So here's the deal. I want you to follow these steps, right? Um, and once you do that, you will not only overcome the common challenges, right? But you'll also set yourself on the path to meaningful success. I want you to embrace the power of social media and watch your business, flourish when you start to put these things in place. All right. I know it can be time consuming. I know, coming up with ideas can, be daunting. But again, AI is here, right? And I did mention about authenticity and AI. But for example, and this is a quick pro tip, if you use AI more of a tool rather than something to replace yourself or somebody else, now you will start to be more reliable. I always say that with AI, with me, I can speak for myself. As a human being, I'm expensive. I can be unreliable, right? Because for example, a person might need me at 12 a.m., but I'm asleep, right? And it takes time for me to do things, right? Nothing is going to happen instantly, right? It's going to take some amount of time for things to get done. But with the help of I can now be more reliable, right? I can be more, cost effective, right? And I can take less time to do the same amount of work. And you want to leverage AI to help you to, come up with ideas and everything. But once you know your brand voice, once you know your brand identity, you're going to be able to feed that information to the AI so that it can replicate or help you to closely bring your brand out more, right? So embrace AI to help you. You can use tools, for example, you can use Upkeep Dashboard that will help you to schedule out all of these posts so you can, instead of spend every day coming up and doing some stuff, you can literally take a few hours, crunch out some ideas, come up with some content, and use scheduling out, for example, posts for a week or a month, however long you want. As long as you have that the creative juices flowing and you have those content, you can put it out. All right. So that's it for today. All right. And I want you to stay inspired. I want you to stay rebellious and really put everything to action so you can get these results. All right. See you in the next episode.